What's happening with you, brother?
Peace, God.
Man, how you feeling?
I'm good. I'm good. Having a good day. Word. How you feeling?
Man, magnificent, magnificent. So tell me about your platform.
All right. So my platform is called Rap Deals. We've been a hip hop platform since 2016. Currently, last year at the top of April, a streaming service, and basically, it's a hip hop or streaming service. When I launched, I actually launched as a subscription only platform, but after a year of doing it and learning, I realized that I have to pivot and turn it into something else. So right now, I'm currently making it into an all free platform with ads because I realized the people that's in my community just like not that they aren't willing to pay $5 a month, but I don't have the amount of content that Netflix or Hulu has. So I'm really taking like the Tubi way of going and making it free, but just having ads on it. So that's what I'm currently doing. I have 7 shows right now on the platform, and yeah, that's Rap Deals. We're a hip hop platform. We're about integrity. We're about having real conversations. We don't do none of the gossip stuff, none of the salacious stuff, but we heavy on just covering all hip hop.
Okay. And you said it's mostly a streaming platform, you said.
Yeah, so we have our stuff on YouTube and stuff and everything, but it's a streaming service that you could download on any smart TV. So I have a smart TV app on Roku and Fire TV.
Mm, okay, I get you. Congratulations. So you basically got like a fast channel set up.
Yep, with an OTT platform. But I'm currently changing my OTT platform so I can have ads and make it a free tier platform.
Okay. And right now, how is it going with user growth?
Um, to be honest, when I launched it, I thought I'm about to get 100,000 subscribers, 100,000 subscribers at $5 a month, 500,000. You feel me? But I've learned. So I've got to like 600 subscribers. I got to like 600 subscribers. Half of them I started with just giving out free subscriptions, and then they continue paying. But like 500, 600 organic subscribers I had on the platform. And yeah.
Yeah, I mean, something like that comes down to reach and leads, you know what I mean, and converting.
Mhm.
Anytime you're doing something subscription, the thing about it is, that's why I tell people it's the magic, right? The magic is you think about your vision, all these people gonna come in, this stuff makes practical sense, everybody gonna be on it.
Mhm.
But your reach only goes as far as, or your leads, which are the people that come by and decide whether they want to be on the channel,
Yep.
whether there's value on it. That comes from your reach, which comes from your marketing, comes from your advertisement.
Mhm.
So then it goes to how do you advertise the
Mhm.
platform? That's a
Yep.
question.
Oh well, how I advertise the platform, basically from just uh, the thing I get most conversion from is from the clips and the reels that I put out, like the short form content. I've definitely learned that I need to be better with the language. So I had an assessment of like trying to explain that like the Rap Deal streaming platform. Think of it as the same way as a Patreon. If you like pay for your favorite creators Patreon and pay the $10 a month for that extra content. Look at Rap Deals streaming service as like if you're a core follower of Rap Deals, look at it as like a Patreon, but a Patreon that we own type shit, like
Mhm.
something that that's been my marketing. And like reels right now on TikTok, we're getting like millions and millions of views on this new podcast that I have. It's a cannabis podcast from this dispensary that I partner with here from my town in Albany, and we're getting millions and millions of views. But I'm having trouble converting those millions of views into views on the full episodes on YouTube.
Mm.
So that's something I'm having a problem with. And if you got any ideas where I could make that convert more into full.
So, all right, it's the views, and why are they? Let me ask you a question. So,
Mhm.
what type of content are they actually viewing? How is that closely connected to the product that you're selling?
Um, what type of? I'm sorry. You can ask that one more time. I'm sorry.
So what type of content that you showcase
Um,
that's getting
hip
like
hop.
the most views?
Right now, it's the cannabis podcast that's getting the most views, and the reason why the cannabis podcast I say is in line with hip hop because the person who owns the dispensary, all of the hosts are rappers on the podcast. They're so we talk about they talk about cannabis stuff, but they also talk about hip hop, and they are in the culture of hip hop. So that's where I think it aligns with that.
So
But
what's
I will,
your funnel? Do you have a funnel?
as far as like Facebook Pixel and stuff
No,
like that.
I mean like a direct funnel. So let's say like a funnel, your podcast is your top of funnel, right? So that would be your infrastructure. That's where you gain all of your
Okay.
attention, right? Um, so you get all of the attention from that top of funnel, and then that funnel converts people somewhere else, right? So it leads some people somewhere else. So
Hmm.
what do y'all sell weed at the dispensary?
Yeah. Yep. That's what they
Right?
sell. We have.
So you get all of these people that's obviously interested in smoking weed. That's your product,
Mm-hmm.
right? Your media is your top of funnel. Everybody comes here. Once they come here, now you're converting them over into something,
Okay.
right? So your funnel would be you can utilize many different things to create funnel. Like on Instagram, the funnel is mini chat. Content, top of funnel. Everybody has to have a top of funnel. This is where all the attention goes.
Mm-hmm.
Then second, this is where we take all of those leads in, right? So there has to be some sort of call to action to where it's like, all right, people are watching the content, but at what point in time are people connecting a product to it and saying like, all right, you watching it, y'all getting high, and you come up with a name for your audience, right? I don't know what's the name of your audience
Rap deals.
or the name of your brand,
Uh,
huh?
rap deals.
All right, so I don't know. Let me try and think of. Well, I'm talking about specifically like for the smoking portion of the show.
Oh, Stage One podcast.
Stage one pod. I would honestly change the name to something that speaks towards
Mm-hmm.
marijuana. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Because if I hear stage one podcast, I might think you talking about stage one cancer. You
Mm-hmm.
feel me? and not and
Mm-hmm.
not weed at all. I don't hear weed in that branding at all. I'm always thinking branding.
True.
That's one of my things, right? So if I hear stage one, I want to hear like, all right, what the hell does that mean?
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I would want to hear you have something that's a name to where people can feel like they're part of this community, right? It's like Earn Your Leisure got the earners,
Yeah.
right? Mine, the high levelers. You feel
Yep.
me? Like,
Definitely a high level.
so that makes sense to when you hear like, what's the high leveler, man? It's people that's on a
Mm-hmm.
higher level of thinking, higher level of living, higher level of being. You feel me? So now, okay, what's connected to that? Hey, some people want to do the Supermind. We got the Supermind potent with the lion's mane because it goes to your brain. That makes sense. That's in line with the brand. It's a smart brand. You feel me? So now people watching, they like, man, I ain't gonna lie, this is about Key smart. This is some good information, but I need to be tapped in. So let me take some of this that's also connected to this lifestyle that I'm living, right? So now I'm funneling them into the product so that not only you receiving information, right, you have the right products that's connected to the lifestyle that you want to live as well,
Right.
right? You got education, man. I want to learn more. Let me be a part of the community,
Mm-hmm.
right? So like you want to get people off of TikTok is not a community you can control. They can change the algorithm at any second.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to get emails, number one, you need data. So the goal is to always get data, right? So that funnel from the attention, it goes into the data. What is the data that you have? You got to get emails, you got to get text, funnel them into a Telegram or a Discord. So therefore, you have your community in a place where you can talk to them whenever you want to.
Right.
All right. What do you guys need? So what you're doing from there is you're going to ask your audience questions. What do you want? You
Mm-hmm.
feel me?
Mm-hmm.
What do you like? What is it that you all use the most? Is it raps? You feel me? Like what type of weed y'all looking for? Is it it could be a lighter that you selling them that because they watching your show so much they want that branded content every time they watching they lighten up at the same time. You
Yeah.
feel me? It could be an air freshener for the room
Yeah.
because they smoke so much they need to clear out their air before they go to work real quick and it eliminates the odor
Mm-hmm.
instantly. Like I'm just spitballing on some ideas that's connected to it, but like this should be like your funnel process. So now you know what they want. Now you gonna find something to where It doesn't require any education, right? Doesn't require any explaining. A product that requires no explaining, number one.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
To where you ain't got to do too much education and they already get it. So find a product that they're already using that they can replace by getting it from your brand and having brand loyalty that they can buy over and over and over.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now you have a worthy reason to have a podcast because it's a funnel for the rest of your business. There's no point of having a media company. Even if you are revolutionary putting out high level, impactful content if it's not funneling people to
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah. Right.
You feel me?
Right. Right. And that's something I have trouble with because like my mind is telling me get money, but my gut is telling me revolution. So it's like there's so much opportunities I have to make certain types of content where like like I could go and make one of those reality shows that's gonna get my platform millions and millions of views, and but that's really that goes against kind of my gut and kind of what I want to make. So it's like so I'm balancing like how do I, and it's like there's so much money I leave on the table because like I get messages every day for my other shows of artists and managers offering money to be on a platform, but I say all the time for years I would never accept money to be on my platform because once I do that my platform gets watered down and and people feel like they can pay for my time and my audience that I built up for 8 years. So there's a lot that I'm trying to balance and trying to find the right balance of monetization, but also um like the things you say lead me in like the direction that I be needing to go. Like when you said one time years ago, you was like sneak the medicine in the candy jar. I took that and made that my whole like way of thinking because it's like with hip hop, I don't want to be a whole boring platform where we're not like talking about nothing that's like entertaining. Just like you feel me? So like with my interviews, with my other shows and stuff like that, I always try to like make it entertaining, but always sneak the medicine into the candy jar. But I guess now, like you're saying, I gotta find a funnel and a way to bring them to the place where they could start paying after they get all of the free content. Once I got there.
Yeah. I mean, why not? I think people want to be loyal to something. If I'm watching you, you giving me all this value. Why not give you my value versus go to a brand that don't teach me nothing? I have no connection with. I'm already buying my supplies right
Mhm.
from somewhere. I'd rather be going to somebody that I want to see support. So now you can grow more of this content, right? Because you're already a part of my life.
Mm,
So I believe that creators have to learn, even if you want to create something impactful, right?
mhm.
Everybody that I work with at one point in time that's activists, revolutionaries, I always told them like you got to focus on economics because ain't nobody gonna give us money to keep doing this.
Exactly.
You feel me? So what they had to do is now I see all of them start creating product, service, course, brand, whatever. At first they didn't want to listen, but I was ahead of my time, seeing ahead of the curve. I see the burnout coming,
Mhm.
but also at the same time, you think that because there was this connection that people think because they not focusing on money, they must be righteous or they must be good.
Right.
It has nothing to do with that. You come from poverty. You come from first generation poverty wealth builders. You don't have any money or resources, and ain't nobody gonna be a benefactor, regardless of how good you pushing. So you need money as a
Exactly.
resource to implement your plans. So why not focus on also creating products that funnel to it, so then you can use that money for whatever you want to.
Exactly.
Like
Exactly.
that to me was always I want to see the rich be righteous so they can then empower their mind with resources behind it.
Mhm.
So it took a lot of people to understand that because a lot of people weren't comfortable. But I grew up seeing men with power and money,
Mhm.
right? And righteous plans.
Mhm.
So it was like, no, I know I can't do nothing in this world being broke depending on charity,
Right.
right? Because nobody give a damn.
Exactly.
So, creating impact, you can't go to war without money. Business is warfare. Life is warfare. So here you are as an activist, dependent upon money, that then you end up having to change the messaging because ain't nobody giving you money with no strings attached.
Exactly.
So with entrepreneurship, with learning about cryptocurrency, whether it was NFTs, whether it was blockchain, the whole thing was trying to figure out these creative, independent ways to make money to where there's no strings attached. So yes, I'm gonna get creative and experiment
Mhm.
because shit, ain't no brand gonna give it to me.
Mhm.
None of these other people gonna give it to me.
Mhm.
So as an independent, I can't do what y'all do.
Mm,
And maybe I don't have the other skills in no other industries, but this is funnel for the impact that I want to
mm,
make.
mm,
So that's why I said I can teach other people because now I know the game, how brands work, how marketers work, right? I know how the podcast industry, business platforms work. So there's other people that don't have, maybe as radical revolutionary messages as I am, that they can go further with the game that I have. You
yes.
feel me? Way further because they can get into pockets where brands, I can teach you how to set it up for where you can do business with brands where maybe I couldn't do that deal because they might want to control my
Right.
messaging. That's why. So what you do is though, for somebody like myself, is you then create two things. So it's like on this platform, why would I want to purposely say things that's gonna get me banned? I'd rather have that on another platform. Hey, let's have a real discussion over here. This
Mm-hmm.
platform is only for advertisement for the real discussion.
Mm,
But people want me to have a real discussion over here. Why? It's gonna get demonetized, deplatformed, deboosted, right? To where it can't go anywhere.
you
So
hit.
it's the same thing with high level. High level, I did a conversation with Dr. Wesley. It got
Mm-hmm.
100,000 views in a day, and after that, they stopped it from growing. That should be at 1 million by now. But the conversation about Anunnakis and these new narratives they're so afraid of
Mm-hmm.
that they won't let it grow. So some conversations I know that I'm limited on that platform,
Mm-hmm.
not because it's not what the people want, not because we don't have the highest quality and we put the right science behind it, but
Yep.
the platform is biased against it. So now what we do is we put a preview on that platform, then we funnel you to the uncensored content.
Mm-hmm.
And as a viewer, you should not mind paying because it's already been valuable. Why deny yourself something that's of value? Because the platform doesn't allow it to grow. And as a creator, if you don't monetize, then you can't grow because you got to pay your editors, you got to pay production, you got to pay for sometimes maybe I have to pay for a guest flight to come in. I've never paid a guest, but I paid for their flight because sometimes they may be far and I want you to come in. You got to pay for studio time and all these different things. And then you got your own living as a human being. So most people don't think about that as a viewer and you watch an episode. They don't think about all the work that goes in to maintain, like, yo, I need to do this consistently.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to turn what you do into a business. And
Mm-hmm.
that requires you knowing the science of the business and always operating with that in mind.
Mm-hmm. You hit that right on the nail, and you validated kind of. So our slogan for Rap Deals, the streaming service, is we got inspired by the great Gil Scott Heron. The revolution will not be televised. So our slogan is revolution will be streamed. And why? Because we own the platforms. And everything you just said about we could be demonetized, we could be shadow banned, we could be all of that stuff that happens when you having too real of a conversation. The reason why you should go to this platform instead of that is because the revolution will be streamed because we own this platform and we have the can't nobody tell us we could have what we could talk about whatever
Right.
on the platform.
And
But
here's the thing though, a community, because this is what you want to
yeah.
do. I'm gonna tell you the game is you do not sell to logic, you sell to emotion,
Mm,
right?
mm,
Logic already has a filter on it, right?
mm,
Emotion is why people make moves in the first place. We
mm,
feel hungry, right? So therefore, we got to go eat. When I feel hungry, hunger is such a strong driver because as I'm hungry, I start getting visions of the food I want to eat. As
yes.
I'm getting visions of the food that I want to eat, the part of my brain, the olfactory part of my brain, a different part of my brain that is activated while I'm eating, right? Makes me feel like I'm already eating. I can taste the food
Yep.
before I even have it. So now what it's doing is creating a spike in my brain and my body is preparing to eat. Blood is flowing to my stomach. I'm getting ready now,
Mm-hmm.
right? I'm activating my system. So now it's going to make you hungry and it's going to drive your will to produce the vision that you have in your head to satisfy your body,
Yes.
right? So therefore you're going to eat. It's the same thing you're doing when you're marketing, right? There nobody if you not gonna see no marketing in a place to say, hey, you hungry? This is the healthiest food to eat right now. No, people don't care about that when they're hungry. They
Mm-hmm.
want what's going to taste good. They
Right.
want what's going to satisfy, right, their body. Like what's gonna satisfy my senses right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If I see a marketing that says, the best food because it's the healthiest food, okay, that sounds good. But does it taste good? Because I might go to some food that may taste better, but not be as healthy.
Right.
Why? Because you're gonna be more satisfied.
Right.
So even if you have healthy food, you do have to market it the same way people who marketed negative food. They
Mm-hmm.
use sex in their marketing, right? They use all sort of different drivers
Mm-hmm.
to get you to come into their restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
They use in marketing, they use there's a if you can get all five senses, you won the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we talking about, first of all, the only other thing that does that, and this is why marketing, the strategy of it, the psychology is competing with sex. Sex hit all five senses.
Mm-hmm.
So this is why you remember it. This is why it completely ingratiates you into the moment of things, right? That is the high driver for people, right? Sex.
Mm-hmm.
So what it is when you go into a certain restaurant, they have a smell connected to it.
Yes.
You feel me? We say smell McDonald's fries right now. You can smell them things from a block away. They got a smell. A mall has a smell.
Mm-hmm.
That's part of their marketing and their branding, right? To go into the neuroscience, right? They have a sound connected to it. There's a jingle or there's a thing, something connected to it, right? They have a site connected to it, right? The brand color and the psychology of what, because we have subconscious things within us that certain symbols, certain colors activate within the human
Yes.
psyche. So now they want people to hurry up and buy, so they put the red and the yellow because it gets the heart racing when we see that red with the yellow. Now we got to move fast. I want something fast.
Mm-hmm.
Fast food wasn't always a thing. So that means that there was slow food at first,
Mm-hmm.
right? So when they was able to create that, they had to make sure that they had branding that can hit the eyes, the ears, the touch, sound, right? Feel. They wanted to make sure your whole senses were involved. So now people think about it. Now they gotta go there,
Mm-hmm.
right? Coca-Cola makes sure that they are always in your eyesight somewhere. You watch a movie and a character is drinking Coke and you don't know you're being marketed to, right? It's subtle subconscious programming that's always in there. So
Mm-hmm.
as people that create smaller brands, if you're not operating with some of this higher science, right, you can't compete with these bigger brands that's always hacking the mind. So that's why a brand that may not have a good message as you, may not even be better in quality, but they understand the science, then they can move human beings, right? Because what are you really trying to do? You're trying to get human beings to move upon something.
Right.
So when you're thinking as the operator, the person that got the vision, you all into the logic of it. But how do you get this human being to take time out their day to make a decision, to be compelled to make a move that's towards you?
Mm-hmm.
You have to be thoughtful enough to activate and utilize the science.
Definitely appreciate you, Keys. I got one more question, just real
Yes,
quick.
sir.
Do you think that cause I'm still standing on it with the whole not accepting bread to be on the platform or for a promo on the page and stuff like that, the whole pay to play, because I'm watching platforms like From the Block and On the Radar. They have their ways where they accept, and this, I'm not downing them at all, they're doing a thing, shout out to y'all platforms, but it's like they accept payments for certain placements and content. Am I thinking too hard on it, not accepting bread to be on the platform, or
It's
do I
the. I
think?
mean, if you want money, then you got to accept some money.
Mm, mm, mm,
If you want money, listen. All of these people that got these brands, right? Here's the thing: if you got motion and you got reach and you have an audience, this is the problem with most entrepreneurs is they don't reinvest.
mm,
Everybody here should be spending some money on marketing and advertisement,
absolutely.
right? You watch your favorite podcast, your first thought should be, "Damn, how do I get my product up there? And is it aligned with my
Mm,
product?"
mm,
Right? So why? Because the more leads you get, the more people that see it, that know about it, the more sales you
right.
get. Right? It's very simple. So your goal is to figure out like leads, sales. How do I get more leads? Which is the more people who know about your product,
Mm-hmm,
right? So
mm,
if you 2x the amount of leads, you 2x the amount of sales based on whatever your conversion rate is. So it just works that simple. We haven't had a single advertiser besides Aristotle one time
mm,
pay on the platform. That's why everything we do is independent and we revert it back in. Because
yes.
people don't be serious. If you're serious, you can get on the platform. You
Yeah.
feel me? Your product, we get 100,000 people in a day. That's 100,000 more people that see your product that day. So you don't think that converts, but people don't put in that time and that effort. Then here's the thing: converting a client is also, you may pay somebody one time, but you may have that customer for a lifetime,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that's the beauty of it, especially if you have a product that they keep coming back, or a subscription, or whatever it is. So this is why people don't mind spending so much money, because they may pay you once, right? But that customer may come back for years, right? So it is the cost of that customer acquisition, and then the value of that customer lifetime.
Mm.
You feel me? So
Mm.
when you think from a business standpoint, now you operating your business correctly, because you said, all right, what is my growth in the next 3 years, and how can I acquire these customers, and how much is going to cost, and what is the value of the average customer, which is an easy way to look at how, what does that average customer spend, right, over a year's time.
Mm-hmm.
So you acquire that customer cheaply, and you get that customer to spend with you over the year. That's money that you can put in the bank. So now you can forecast how much you're going to make, which means you can forecast how much you can spend, and you can know how much you're growing over time.
Okay. Okay. Damn, yo, Keys, I'm a super locked in follower of yours. I
Yes, sir.
appreciate your time. I ain't gonna take too much more of your time, but thank you, and keep putting us on these higher frequencies, guys. Like I really.
Yes, sir. Man, I appreciate you, man. Y'all tap in with the brother. Check out his platform. Give it a go. See if you like the platform, if it's for you or not.
Mm-hmm.
You have a blessed one, bro.
Have a blessed one. Peace.
So, I mean, I don't always get enough time to talk about the things that I know as far as on a business standpoint. I really do find this to be super important part of the process that I don't think that we focus on enough, if I'm being honest. Because this to me is the revolutionary part, is the science of it all. Like I said, you can say I want to be most impactful. I'm the most righteous. I'm the most exposed in this, that, and the third. Well, I promise you can't do nothing without no resources. So whether you got a show that is about something entertaining, or whether it's about tech,